Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is going to be a fun time. We had a great time putting this together for you. That, of course, was Deck the Halls, and I hope all of your halls are decked. That is a Welsh tune from the 1700s. That's been around a long time. And I read someplace, probably on Google, that Mozart took that melody and turned it into a little violin concerto. I've never heard it, but if any of you ever find it, let me know. I'd love to hear it. This next piece has a great story connected to it. It was written by a man by the name of Mykola Leontovich. All together now, Mykola Leontovich. He lived in the Ukraine, and he was taking, legend has it, and I think this is a true story. If it's not, it's still a good story. But legend has it, he was taking a composition course, and his composition teacher gave him 4 notes to use for his final exam. Those 4 notes were second note, third note, fourth note. He took those 4 notes and wrote this piece. He wrote it in 1914, and I bet you'll know this piece. I was thinking while I was playing that, if Mikola didn't make an A+ on that composition, something was wrong. I love that piece. It's a great piece. In 1818, in a little church in Austria, Oberndorf, Austria, there was an organist by the name of Franz Gruber. And his pastor was a man by the name of Joseph Mohr. And he had written this poem called Silent Night. And before Christmas rolled around in 1818, he asked Franz Gruber if he would set his poem to music. And of course, you know, it was the incredible carol, Silent Night. Wow. And I always get a picture. The very first performance was done with guitar and 2 voices, I think. But I always get a picture of this little church covered with snow on Christmas Eve at their midnight service, hearing this song for the first time. Here's the amazing Silent Night. think that's such a beautiful melody. Wow. How many of you out there, first of all, you'd have to have hair the color of mine to know this name, but how many of you know the name Eddie Cantor? He was very popular in the 20s and 30s and probably on into the 40s some. And in 1934, he had a wildly successful radio show. I bet you could guess the name of it. It was called The Eddie Cantor Show. And in 1934, this song was written for his Christmas show on the radio, and he sang it for the first time. I bet you can sing along. I hope Santa Claus comes to your house and that you bake some wonderful treats for Santa. He deserves it. You know, this is such an odd Christmas this year because we can't do what we normally do and get together with family and friends. But it's still a time for friends. You can be in touch with friends. You can use Zoom. You can call. You can write a note. And, you can wave across the street, do whatever you need to do to find a friend. And you know what? I found a friend, real good friend today. In fact, she gave me this tie. Can you see it? I think they can see it from the space station. So my friend Jennifer Johnson is going to join me. And her first song is going to be My Favorite Things. And it's so appropriate because Jennifer is one of my favorite things. Please welcome the wonderful, marvelous Jennifer Johnson.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, like silver white winters that melt into spring, and then I don't feel so bad.
Wow, that was wonderful.
Channeling my inner Julie Andrews.
Yes, yes, and you channel well. Don't change the channel.
No.
Why don't you tell a little bit about this next song?
This next song is just, as our wonderful choir director Sid Davis would say, a button that needs to be pushed. They're just those songs that just really get into the heart. And I think that this is definitely a song that's needed for 2020. Do you remember me? I sat upon your knee. I wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now and still need help somehow. I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list. Not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. As children we believed the grandest sight to see was something lovely wrapped beneath the tree. Well, heaven surely knows that packages and bows can never heal a hurting human soul. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, that right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. What is this illusion called? The innocence of youth? Maybe only in our blind belief can we ever find the truth. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, that right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. This is my only lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas
Whoa. That was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me sing that.
You're right. You needed to push that button. you pushed my button.
Me too.
Wow, thank you for that. That was a gift.
My pleasure.
So, moving right along, does anybody have a Kleenex? I love the story for this next song. If you've ever heard me play before in concert, I've talked before about who my favorite singer besides Jennifer is, and it's Mel Torme. He was the consummate musician. He played the piano. He sang like an angel. He played the drums like nobody's business, and he wrote music and arranged music. He was just an amazing all-around musician. I had such tremendous respect for him. And he wrote music with a man by the name of Bob Wells. Bob and Mel Torme lived in California, and they would usually go to Bob Wells' house to do their writing. And so this took place in a hot July in 1945, and Mel Torme went over to Bob Wells' house to write. And he just walked on in, and Bob was outside by the pool. And so Mel Torme, I heard him tell this story, and it was a great story to hear him tell. He walked over to the piano, and on the piano was one of those yellow pads, that you write on. And on the pad was written, "Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose." And he picked up that pad, and about that time, Bob walked in, and Mel said, "What is this? This is good." And he said, "Mel, I was so hot that I thought if I wrote something about Christmas and winter, it would cool me off." And 30 minutes later,
Wow.
the Christmas song was written.
Wow. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir. help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you.
Ah, beautiful. You know, we've had some cold weather,
We have.
and it's been pretty swell. You know, singing this song always gives me shivers.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've gotta go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
Been
been
hoping that you'd
so
drop in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands, they're just like
My
ice.
mother will start to worry.
Jennifer, watch your
My
hurry.
father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace
So really,
roar.
I'd better
Oh,
scurry.
Jen, please don't hurry.
I really think I'll head for the door.
Listen to my record some
The
more.
neighbors might
Baby,
gab.
it's bad out there.
Please, Rob, call me
No
a cab.
cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew how
eyes are like
to
starlight
break
now.
the spell.
I'll take your hat.
thank you.
Your hair looks swell.
I ought to say no, no,
Mind
no,
if
sir.
I move in
At
closer?
least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my pride?
I really can't stay.
Baby, don't hold out.
Baby, it's cold outside. You're very pushy, you know.
I like to think of it as opportunistic.
I simply must go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is
But
no.
baby, it's cold outside.
This welcome has been
lucky that you
so
dropped in.
nice and warm.
Look out the window at that storm.
My sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, you look so delicious.
My brother will be there at the door.
Waves upon a tropical
My
shore.
maiden aunt's mind is
Gin, you
vicious.
look so delicious.
Well, maybe just a candy bar more.
Never such a blizzard before.
Oh, I've got to get home.
Baby, you'll freeze out there.
Well, say then lend me a coat.
It's up to your knees out there.
You've really been grand.
let me hold your
but
hand.
don't you see?
How can you do this thing to
There's
me?
bound to be talk tomorrow.
Think of my lifelong
At
sorrow.
least there will be plenty implied.
If you caught pneumonia
I
and
really
died,
can't
get over that. Oh,
stay.
now,
Baby, it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside.
That was fun.
Yes, it was.
Let's do it in a higher key.
Oh, baby,
No,
it's
no,
cold.
no. That was fun. I've never lived in the North, but I've spent many, 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 many days and weeks in New York.
Oh, nice.
And there's nothing like being in a northern city when it's cold. And you walk down the street and you see all these great sights of people, and the people ringing bells, collecting for the Salvation Army, and people are just in an wonderful, upbeat mood. And truly, it is a winter wonderland.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in the winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman, then pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire, face unafraid the plans that we've made, walking in a winter wonderland. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, but here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's a circus clown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kitties knock him down. When it snows, ain't it thrilling? Though your nose gets a chilling, we'll frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Let it snow, Rob. Let it snow.
Jennifer Johnson, you make my heart sing.
Thank you so much for having me to
Thank
do
you
this
for
with
being
you.
here.
You're one of my favorite people on the planet. This
Well,
is the best Christmas gift to me ever.
And you mine. Thank you. Gosh, we're
Love
getting
you.
sickening, aren't we?
We might be.
But it's true.
Thank you so much.
I love it that you joined me today.
Me too.
This next story is from 1857. There was a man up in the New England area by the name of James Pierpont. And he was, I believe he was the organist at his church. And he had written this little song for the kids to sing for the Thanksgiving pageant in his church. And they loved it. Everybody thought it was a great song. And when Christmas rolled around, the kids all said, can we sing that song again? And so they performed it on the Christmas pageant as well. And everybody rejoiced that they got to sing this song again. Well, word spread, And the song got popular, and finally it got published. And before he knew it, James Pierpont had written himself a hit song, and here it is. I don't think James Pierpont probably played it like that. Oh, this is a great story, too. I hope you're taking notes. I'm giving you a plethora of information here. This took place in 1965. Charles Schulz was approached by CBS to turn his Peanuts characters into a cartoon, a moving cartoon, for television for a Christmas special. Well, he loved the idea. He thought his characters would be wonderful on television. And so he had a meeting with CBS, and he had 3 criteria. He wanted to use real children for the children's voices. He wanted the music to be jazz, and he wanted somebody, one of the characters, somewhere to read the birth of Jesus right out of the Bible, out of Luke. And CBS said, no, no, no. You can't use children's voices because that wouldn't probably work out because of the discipline and all that. And you can't have jazz. Nobody likes jazz. And you'll offend a lot of people if you read out of the Bible. And so Charles Schulz said, bye. And he left. And then later on, thank goodness, CBS acquiesced and they said, okay, you can use children, you can use jazz, and you can read out of the Bible. And of course, that's one of the greatest moments in A Charlie Brown Christmas when Linus reads the Christmas story out of Luke, out of the Bible. Well, he had the brilliant idea to hire a great jazz pianist, young man by the name of Vince Guaraldi, to write the music. And it's fantastic music. I'm going to play a piece from Charlie Brown Christmas. You probably don't know the name of this, but it's called Linus and Lucy. Now, one last little tidbit. When Charlie Brown Christmas aired for the first time on a Sunday night in 1965, it came in second in the ratings. And you know what beat it out? Bonanza. Well, the irony of the whole thing is that Bonanza is not really on a whole lot. It's on some of the channels occasionally. But Charlie Brown Christmas has played on television every year since 1965. So I think that speaks well for Charles Schulz's idea. Here is Linus and Lucy. I hope you like this. I hope you like that. That music makes me so happy. Vince Guaraldi died very young, and I wonder how many songs he took with him that were that wonderful. In 1948, a man by the name of Leroy Anderson wrote this next song that I want to play for you. It's right up there at the very top of my list of Christmas favorites. You might know Leroy Anderson's music from some of his other songs, too. One that he wrote called Blue Tango. You know that song, and another one called The Syncopated Clock. You know that? He wrote that, but guess what else he wrote? He wrote Sleigh Ride. Sleigh Ride, that makes you happy too, doesn't it? There's just something about these songs. This melody for this next piece is from 1582. Imagine that. It's still around. It's a Christmas carol. The words were written in 1853. And so the carol itself has been being sung since 1853. It's all about good King Wenceslas. If you don't know the legend of King Wenceslas, Google him sometime. It's an interesting, wonderful story. And this song, this carol, tells the story of the miracle connected with King Wenceslas. It's one of my favorites, too. Here's good King Wenceslas. a great time. I hope you've enjoyed this. I want to once again thank my wonderful, darling friend, Jennifer Johnson. Thank you for being here. You do light up my life. But we're not going to do You Light Up My Life. No, please. Yeah, next year we'll do it. Hopefully next year we'll all be in this wonderful room here at St. Luke's doing this concert live again with the kids. And who knows, we may even bring Jennifer Johnson back next year to do some more. I want to close out playing some of your favorite carols. And I know you like these because I get requests for these a lot. And so thank you for tuning in, and Merry Christmas. Be safe, stay well. Christmas.